Hello, my name is Gabriel Allen, and I am Mexican, Italian, Spanish, Lithuanian, Greek, Native, Scottish, English, and French. I am combining my heritage and my California mission projects together. The reason I did this is because I'm Spanish, Mexican, and Native. I am descendant from the Spanish conqueror Cortez. From my dad's Spanish family, I am Moorish. The Moors are a North African tribe who went to Spain and conquered it. Then the Moors went to Mexico and conquered it from the natives. I interviewed my stepdad Taylor and my aunt Michelle. They are from the Northeast, which is Cree, which is a Native American tribe. It was very chilly there, and they would have to walk to school miles to get to another town, and they didn't have cell phones. They learned about guns in school, and they would have to go hunting and ice fishing and fishing. Native American and being Cree is a very important part of their identity, and it is very important to them. I also interviewed my grandma, which is Spanish and grew up in Santa Barbara, California, which there is a giant mission there, and it has 2 bell towers, and it is called the Queen of all Missions. The mission is really important to me because my great-great-great-grandmother took my grandmother to have picnics, and my mom and dad, when they were married, went and had picnics, and I see it a lot with my brother and sister. And there's also a jail there, and it's still a church, and nuns live there. There's also a rose garden in front of the church where people go to pray, and there's a cemetery, and the priest made the natives put clay over their legs so it could make the tile on the roof. There was a jail there for natives if they weren't doing their job right and not being good Christians and workers. Why I think the natives stayed and helped with the mission is because the Spanish came and they had much new technology like horses, boats, and guns, and they were afraid, and also I bet they were interested and wanted to help out. Why the Spanish built the missions is because it was a church, but also it was kind of like a military base, so people could hide and live there. They were trying to make military bases, so they put them all around the coast, 20 miles apart. The priests didn't like that it was becoming an army base, so they went to Mexico City and asked the governor if they could just be churches. Why it was churches and army bases is because the Spanish were trying to make the natives into army people so they could fight off all the people. Why they needed army people and guns is because the French were coming from the east, the English were coming from the ocean, and the Russians were coming from Alaska. The Spanish were scared that California was gonna get taken over by another country. How to make good army people is to make the natives into Spanish people so they could be part of the army. You can't be a good Spanish person unless you're Catholic, according to the Spanish. So that's why the military bases were also churches, also known as the missions. If I were a priest and I was asking Spain for anything, I would ask for people because it would be hard to make natives into Spanish and then into Catholic and then into an army person. So I would ask for a bunch of people. I would also ask for paella seasoning so I could have a little bit of taste of home. I would also ask for guns so I could defend the French, the English, and the Russians from attacking California. This is my poem about the native life. Natives' life was hard out at the Santa Barbara Mission Yard, making adobe bricks from clay. On their legs it would dry and lay. On the roof it would go, and the natives never said no, no, no. Why the missions are important to my heritage is because if all of those people didn't attack and take over, and the Moors didn't attack Greek and took over, I wouldn't be here. And if the Spanish and natives didn't combine and make all the churches, I wouldn't be here. Even though the Spanish weren't perfect and they were really hard on the natives, if none of this happened, I wouldn't be here.